And so it begins. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bucket Cast, a podcast where we talk Magic the Gathering, cannabis, and much, much more. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you are, and please comment with your thoughts and opinions at the end of the cast. So, without any further ado, I'm going to light this up, and we're going to start talking. Today I am smoking some Taco Cat by Legend as we delve into today's conversation. So I wanted to start this cast off by talking about something I thought relevant and needed to be heard. So this goes out to all my friends in the cannabis industry out there, particularly my Budtenders. Hopefully you guys have thought this already and, cured it into your mindset when you're budtending and dealing with people. I've worked in many different industries before the cannabis industry. Worked in management, worked in medicine, notary, still do that, worked in all sorts of fields, and there's been many a time when working where I've been able to attribute my frustration to the customer or the clientele or whoever's ignorance or knowledge, lack of knowledge to the situation or product or whatever. And that's a luxury I've been able to enjoy as a layoff for most frustration I deal with when dealing with customers in other fields. We have to realize, though, that within the field of cannabis, there is not the same ignorance with people. I mean, sure, they may not know a lot about the product to the lack of their research or looking into it, but we have to realize that for a long time, even considering cannabis as a hobby was very stigmatized. I can remember even back in, 2015, the reaction I'd get from my parents when I would suggest to them that I should get a medical card, and it's just there's definitely a stigma. There still is. It was an attitude to you're just associating that heavily with cannabis. I feel like there was an acceptable line with people that, you have your toke every now and then. That was definitely, the attitude my parents took towards cannabis. Have a toke every now and then, you're fine. But with the serious involvement, people start getting very, very upset. Or started to. I guess it's eased to a degree now, but that's the thing, people didn't feel like they could research it, not like it was authoritarian law where they break in if you were researching it and burn your house to the ground. But it was definitely something that was you either didn't secret and kept to yourself, or if you did share, you picked your crowd you shared that research with. Otherwise you would get funny looks, maybe even just some bad actors, altogether. There really were those people that ruined the game. But the point is that people still do not feel like they should research cannabis or look into it that much. They think that if they use it, that's enough. They should consider themselves lucky. I think that's kind of the mindset I've kind of gotten from a lot of people, because I can't ration out another reason other than just bad ability of researching things altogether to not look into the stuff that you're putting into your own body. Speaking of which, so in that, we as budtenders have to take extra steps to go above and beyond in educating people, whether recreational or medical, about what they're putting in their body, what they're purchasing, because it does have an effect. It for better or worse, usually for worse if you don't educate yourself. We have to go out of our way to really make sure that we're asking those questions. And again, the stigma's still there to a degree, and people may not feel the immediate urge to ask questions or talk to you about that stuff. And this is a wall we have to break as people who work in this industry. We have to normalize asking questions. We have to normalize the thought that the highest THC, that was my breakdown of the day. That the highest THC count is not the prevalent and most relevant thing to be looking into with your cannabis purchases. And it's not always something that, you can do. You see people run into that wall when they get to edibles, and they're like, I don't know what to do because there's no THC levels here. So the milligrams, that's on my pharmaceuticals, and I was told those are bad. Not that people actually have that thought, it's me being dumb. These are things that we need to keep in mind when we have our cannabis purchaser in front of us, whether they're recreational or medical. At the end of the day, everyone's buying this stuff for a medical reason, whether they're medical or recreational. If most of the time they're recreational, it's to de-stress, which is de-stressing is absolutely a medical activity. Absolutely 100%. So don't be afraid to ask your recreational customers, patients, whatever, recreational customers, if they're trying to mend something, or if they're trying to, just unwind and have fun. And even unwinding and having fun, you need to I feel you should have a conversation with them and direct them, like, what are you trying to do? You trying to write music? You trying to just hang out, relax? What are you trying to do? Like, if you don't want to, like, them not immediately sharing could go to their own fault with the experience of weed, and we don't want that. We don't want any ill experiences with weed. We don't want only good experience. We want good guided experiences. So when someone comes into you and says, oh, I'm just, getting some weed to pick up, I'm gonna have a nice night in, do my thing, have them elaborate. What is your thing? Do you read books? Do you write music? Are you planning on going to sleep early? Is that your thing? Are you gonna watch movies? It all plays into what you recommend. Like, if they were going to write music or, do something creative. I don't know why I'm fixed on writing music, but if they were gonna go and write music, I would suggest something good limonene and pinene boost. It's something to keep them focused and uplifted and positive to, good attitude about their work. That's what you want. Whereas maybe they're trying to get caught up on their favorite anime. Okay, we give them a nice limonene myrcene mix. Sorry, I'm stoned. Limonene myrcene mix. I feel that's it's a different kind of focus than the pinene you're getting. You're getting more of a, how do I put this in my head? I feel like pinene is to act productively, whereas myrcene is to observe productively. I feel like you definitely, if you have a class you're taking, I'm railing. This is the vibe of the cast. Just roll. If you have a class you're taking or something you're trying to learn, myrcene is definitely what you want to make sure you focus. Because I don't feel myrcene really creates that kind of immediate want to do. It's rather just sit, observe, and you're absorbing. Whereas the pinene is where you want to do hands-on stuff. Yeah, if you're a hands-on learner, go for the pinene. If you're someone who learns better by watching and observing, hit the myrcene. The point is that when you delve into that and figure out what their night in is going to look like, and you hone in and get more specific on that, you make their night in even better. It's just a fact. We're gonna wrap up here for today. I think we've touched on a good amount within the 10 minutes that we've casted here. I hope you can take some tools from this and incorporate it into your bud tending or just assessing of cannabis altogether. Even for yourself, if you take it, practice on yourself. If you have a night coming up, you're getting off work at the dispensary, and you want to go home and maybe paint. Get yourself some one I enjoy recently, Trainwreck by Timeless. That's one I consistently go to for lately, at least. Consistently go to for just like that locked in focus of concentration on the subject. You just assess yourself. And I definitely think that there's a lot of just the end on. Try as much as you can yourself, because an informed recommendation for a patient or a recreational user is always more reassuring for them if someone's tried it before, especially if they feel like they can vibe with your experience. So that is the episode 1 of the Bucket Cast. I hope you all enjoyed. There's plenty more of these to come. I've been wanting to jump on a podcast element for a bit, and I was recently inspired by someone. Anyway, as I said in the beginning, please follow the YouTube channel or the Instagram that you're viewing this on, and leave your thoughts below. Tell me, what are your bud tender practices? How do you approach being a bud tender and people's misinformation or unintended ignorance? Tell me, what's your approach? How do you bud tend? Burn my hand. That's a great way to end the episode. We're done here. Bye-bye.